So I got a job at a restaurant I had been fired from like 8 years or so earlier. The manager thought I was familiar, but he couldn't place me and I was afraid he would and I'd get fired again. He never did, but I did manage to get fired again. I was never good at holding jobs. So you got fired from a restaurant and then 8 years later reapplied to that job hoping the manager wouldn't be like, wait a second, I remember you, I fired you. And then he didn't and you worked there and then you somehow got fired again? Bro, how'd you even get away with that? Like, I'm slightly impressed with that lie, like during the interview being like did you not put that on your resume? You'd have to hide that. The whole 8 years, you know? Like, pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. But you got fired again. I worked in an office in an old building in New York where pretty much everyone was female, a fair number quite old. I was bored one day, so I asked one of the women if they had seen the cat that had been hanging around. There was no cat. This mushroomed to a point where the women were leaving food out for the cat. Its health was regularly reported on and one went in several occasions over Christmas to check on it. I quit soon after that. I don't understand what mushroomed to a point means. How do you fall for a cat that you've never seen? I'm just confused. Like, you're leaving food out for the cat, you're reporting its health, but you've never actually seen the cat? Like, is someone just taking the food away or is another animal eating the food? How do you guys keep caring for a cat that you've never seen? I pretended to have a second job on the weekends so they couldn't ever schedule me to work them. I made quite a few friends there, so I feel kind of bad about it. Probably still your job. Like, let's be honest. It's probably still your job, but you're kind of writing this lie to pretend in case someone sees it and you're like, no, I'm speaking about a different job, guys. I have 2 jobs right now. I see what you're doing there. This is kind of smart. I mean, we gotta give it to them. But if you're friends with people there, wouldn't you kind of hang out with them on weekends? And wouldn't they be like, don't you ever work weekends? I don't know. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for hanging out. We are checking out some entitled employees caught in their lies. I've definitely lied back in the day working at Tim Hortons about being sick, about being hungover. I lied many times. Did I get caught? Not really, because I worked there for like 7 or 8 years and I was promoted to supervisor. So I got away with my lies. I woke up extremely hungover one morning, so I set an alarm on my phone to go off while I was at work. When it did, I proceeded to answer the alarm and had an imaginary conversation about a pretend emergency. They allowed me to tend to it, so I proceeded to get day drunk that day, plenty of sleep that night, and returned the next day like I didn't just go on a 2-day booze bender. Are you kidding me? You guys, I am giving you some real tea right now. I'm basically giving you a bunch of examples of how to get away with things at work and lying to your employees and lying to your boss. I don't know if this is a good video or a bad video because it's kind of legit. Like, I'm not mad at these ideas. They're pretty good. Not me, but I had a teenage coworker once call off because their mother passed away. Their mom came in later that day looking for them. That's the worst thing possible. Like, you could never show your face there again. Can you imagine faking a lie as big as that? Like, my mother just passed away and then that mother walks in later being like, I'm just here for my daughter. Sorry ma'am, but she told us that you had passed. I don't know how I would handle that. You could never go back there ever again. How do you face these people? Told my employer that I was Jewish, not Jewish. Had to research all the holidays, pick a temple to be a member of, etc. Had to get a new job. But why? Why did you lie about being Jewish? That's what I want to know. Was it to like get certain holidays off? Like, what was the lie about? What perks did you get at this job for being Jewish? That's what I want to know. I'm in HR and have had a few that have been pretty blatant over the years. I love blatant. 1, the guy who put down that he graduated from Harvard but had actually dropped out from high school. His resume was full of spelling errors and he had even spelled the name of his current city incorrectly. 2, the woman who said that she had 10 years experience working with Windows 2000, it was 2003. Oh my God. What? Come on, you guys, that's the worst. Forget it, let's move on. That's just so bad. A guy who said that he left his last job due to not sharing the same vision with his boss. Turned out the dude had been fired for threatening the boss with a weapon and then subsequently calling in an explosive threat. Naturally, my company passed on hiring this fine, upstanding fellow. Really, why? Why would you ever not hire someone? You don't want to get into a fight with your toy with a weapon. These are all brutal. Once saw a guy saying he had 10 years as a manager at a chain store coffee shop. He was 24. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't get hired as a manager at a coffee shop when you were 14. You might be a genius, you might be a talented young dude, but that's gonna be a fat no. Especially because a lot of labor laws and stuff, like you can't even be 14. Technically, at Tim Hortons when I was hired, I went in for my interview and they were like, oh, you have to be 16. But because I got a reference from my friend who was working there and I was just like a month or two off from my 16th birthday, they did hire me when I was 15 years old. Fun fact. Not me, but a server buddy of mine told me a story once about how he took the first table of the night in a super thick Southern accent. He was in theater, so it was actually really convincing. The only problem is the people at the next table overheard him and he had to serve them next. Long story short, this kept up and he had to talk to every single table over an 8-hour shift in a Southern accent. I kind of did something similar. Not so much me, it was my friend's idea. But we decided we really used to pretend and really enjoyed speaking with British accents. Mine is absolutely horrible and I'm not gonna do it, okay? But my friend did it and we would do it in like drive-thrus, we would do it out public. So one time we were approached by people and I forget, I think it was a drive-thru. And we were talking and having this whole conversation. We're both doing this accent. My friend's the one talking to them, driving, and then they say that they're from England and they're like, oh, where are you from? So my friend picks like the only thing she can think of and then they're asking all these detailed questions about like, oh, what part, what school did you go to? I have kids your age, maybe you went to this. It was brutal. She ended up having to say like, we were totally faking this. I took a coworker's Hot Pocket from the work refrigerator. I was 19. When he flipped and looked for the thief, I lied and said I was a vegetarian. I remained a vegetarian for 3 years to cover the lie. The extents we will go to for a pizza pocket, y'all. That is some tea. Although I feel like you could have just been a vegetarian for maybe 1 year and then decided, you know, guys, I've been doing this for a while. I've decided I'm not gonna be a vegetarian anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the 3 years was really, really committed there. That we have an underground arcade at work. You only get access after working 1 year without taking sick days. You tell this to employees? So the management probably goes and says, we have this sweet, like, secret, sick arcade underneath us, and you can only get access if you work here for a year with no sick days. Okay, but you know what? I'd be freaking really pissed if that year came and I didn't call in sick, even when I was sick, and then there's no underground arcade. I once worked at a Panera Bread, and after about 6 months of dealing with boop, that made me hate the job, I quit. I didn't tell my parents because this was after me dropping out of second year college and I was on thin ice while still living at home. I would pretend to go to work to park my car in the parking lot of Panera Bread during my usual shift times and just sit/take a nap in the car and stay there, then go home acting like I still had the job when I was searching for a new one. This went on for 2 weeks until I did find a job. Y'all, I gotta give it up to you. Round of applause for these liars for really sticking with their lie. You could have let your cover blow, you could have told the truth, but why do that when you can lie and then sleep in a parking lot to obtain this lie? The commitment is honestly, it's impressive. Everyone I work with thinks I watched The Walking Dead. I haven't viewed it since season 2. Now I find myself reading the synopsis of episodes the day after they come out just to perpetuate the lie. Just tell them you don't watch it. Tell them you stopped. Like, do you really want to be in a conversation of a show you haven't watched? Like, nothing seems worse to me really than being like, I don't care about the show enough to watch it. Why would I care to have the conversations about it? All right, guys, those are some people busted in their lies. Before I go, today's sassy shout out is going to Danielle Starbird. They said, love this video. The good guys don't get enough credit for sure. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Oh, you know, I'm pretty sassy on this channel and I do talk some smack all out of love and fun and entertainment, y'all, okay? But I talk equally enough smack about men and women. However, I did do a video that showcased the good guys and the good boyfriends and it was really sweet. There are good guys out there, absolutely, and there's good girls out there, okay? You just gotta find them. I'm getting out of here though, you guys. Like this video, subscribe to keep getting sassy with me. Stay classy and stay sassy out there in the real world. Bye. This sun though, creating a lot of shadows back there, and there ain't nothing I can do about it. So it is what it is. This mushroomed, what the heck does that mean? Did you see the lighting just magically change? It's a cloudy day here in Toronto, I can see, and it's just casting a bunch of shadows. Just haven't learned yet. I have an itch in my ear. Do I have a burp? Oh no, okay. I really thought I had a burp. Not me, but I really just tripped out there. My brain like just couldn't function. I don't know what happened. Look at this hair. It's in a big bun. Big fun scrunchie. Have you even subscribed to the channel yet? Don't be a fake fan. Hit that subscribe button. You know you want to.